is Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning. Today is Friday, September 6th. I'm Rudabe Shabazi.
And I'm Sheba Turk. Thanks for waking up with us here on Kcal News Mornings and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. Here are the stories we're tracking for you this morning.
I heard a loud crash and everything was in flames.
Some breaking news this morning. A small plane smashes into a street and explodes into flames. 2 people survived, but they are critically injured. We're live at the scene with what we know so far.
Plus, a helicopter makes a local freeway its landing spot. Our Mark Liu will get to the bottom of what went wrong and why you've seen this chopper before.
Also, a fire is burning in the San Bernardino Mountains, and 2 neighborhoods are being warned to be ready to get out. We're on Fire Watch live in Highland.
And the hot weather is still an issue. Let's take a look at your next weather with Amber Lee. I don't think I've ever driven in so early with 85-degree temperatures.
Yeah,
right.
with the AC on.
Yeah, you know why? And that's because the last time we had triple-digit temperatures for downtown LA was back in September of 2022. So it's been a while. All last year we didn't even have triple digits for downtown LA. That's just that one spot I'm talking about. So it kind of gives a good indicator that with these hot temperatures that we're waking up to, we are going to see another hot one here in Southern California. Here's a look at our sky camera for our next weather. We're looking at Mount Wilson, and you'll notice we have a few clouds, and that's because things are starting to change. We're going to start to feel a little bit more of that humidity kind of creeping in as we head toward the afternoon. But I just want to point out and show you yesterday for the Riverside area with our next weather temperatures, we topped out at 114. Today, we're looking at temperatures about the same, about 113 in some spots. And we're going to continue to see more of the triple-digit temperatures as we head out the door today. So get ready. But coming up with my next weather forecast, I'll tell you what's in store for the weekend because I know everyone has big plans, and especially with a lot of sporting events taking place. So I will break that down for you coming up. All right, Kalina, tell me about the roadways.
Hi, good morning. So if you're planning on hitting the road right now and taking the 15, northbound, you look great through the Cajon Pass. Southbound, we have that volume that we consistently see, especially at this time of the morning. Today, no exception. So take a look at your screen right now. This is our next traffic camera. Southbound traffic building to 21 minutes from Joshua Street to the 215. Overall view of the rest of the Inland Empire. The 210, 10, and 60, not too bad this morning off the 15 freeway. The 91, though, is slowing down out of Corona into Orange County. But look at this, Kcal overhead giving you a view of the 134 down here. But we have a beautiful shot of the area this morning in Burbank where the sun is creeping up and it looks gorgeous outside, even though it will be toasty. And then the overview of the rest of LA, we've got lots of red into downtown. I'll have more on those travel times in just a bit. Sheba, back to you.
All right, Kalina, we want to get to that breaking news. 2 aircraft, 2 terrifying incidents, and both tied to the same airport.
First, the helicopter that took off from the Hawthorne Airport had to make an emergency landing in the middle of a freeway. And then hours later, a plane crashed and burst into flames just feet away from the same airport. Our team is covering these stories from the field and here at the desk. We want to start with Cara Finstrom in Hawthorne with new information. Cara.
Yeah, we're literally just across the street from the Hawthorne Airport, and behind me here you can see the debris in the street, charred pieces of the plane. It broke apart on impact, caught fire, and amazingly, the 2 people on board, they survived the crash. They were taken to the hospital with critical injuries, and we're awaiting further update on their conditions. First responders did get here very quickly, though, because we're within a block of both the LA County Fire and Hawthorne Police Station. And this is a look at that response as pieces of the plane burned. The single engine plane came down at Hawthorne Boulevard and 126th Street right around 12:35 this morning. The LA County Fire Department says no one on the ground was hurt. No nearby buildings were damaged. So good news there. Now, the 2 people on the plane did appear to suffer some burns and other injuries. A fire captain says the plane appeared to be descending to the Hawthorne Airport when this happened, but whether it was attempting or had already attempted to land still needs to be confirmed. What caused this crash also under investigation. One witness we spoke with said he heard an explosion and rushed to try and help.
Once I made out that there was somebody there, ran over and tried to offer the man some aid. One guy was throwing some dirt on him. He was actively on fire. He was actively engulfed in flames. Conscious. His left leg was mangled. He was in flames, and his head was bleeding profusely. And he was conscious, screaming. Myself and a couple other gentlemen helped pull the man away from the wreckage. I grabbed his right arm. The guy grabbed his left arm, and we pulled him about 20, 25 feet away from the wreckage.
Wow.
and giving you another live look at this wreckage here. Hawthorne Airport does have a nearly 5,000-foot long, 100-foot wide lighted runway. It can handle aircraft weighing up to 90,000 pounds. It's obviously a smaller plane here that crashed in the street. We did also hear from the FAA since we spoke with you last, and they say that both them and the NTSB are investigating this. The NTSB will be taking the lead. We have not yet seen them here, so what we're being told by Hawthorne Police is they are guarding this area, kind of keeping it a secure scene for those investigators, and folks out there who are commuting through this area should expect it to be closed for some time.
All right, Cara, thank you so much. A mess there. And again, that wasn't the only aircraft mishap in the last several hours. A helicopter that took off from Hawthorne Airport had to make an emergency landing on the freeway. Assignment manager Mark Lewis at the desk with details on this one. That caused a mess last night.
Yeah, it really did, Sheba. You know, the helicopter landed. It was a Robinson R-44 helicopter. It's a 4-seat helicopter, one of the most popular and best-selling helicopters in the world because of its small size and its price. But last night, this one that took off from Hawthorne Airport ended up making an emergency landing on the 110 freeway. Let me show you some video. The good news is here, it looks like this pilot made a perfect landing there on the freeway. No injuries here, no collisions with the car. But I want you to note that tail number there. That's going to become important here in just a second. Now, the FAA says that there was a pilot on board and 2 passengers. Everybody is okay. It seems like the pilot reported that they lost power. The pilot lost power and was able to make a controlled landing here, an emergency landing on the 110 freeway. This is about 8 p.m. last night, right by the 105. You can see the CHP responded. They were able to close the freeway, secure the landing site, and this is some Kcal video of that Robinson there on the freeway. They ended up getting a flatbed truck and towing that aircraft away. Now, it took off out of Hawthorne Airport at about an hour before it made this emergency landing. I have some flight path video that shows you where the flight went. This is flight radar. You can see here, this line indicates the path of the aircraft. It looked like it took off around 7, went over the Horn of Malibu, came up through the Cahuenga Pass, circled downtown, and then the flight path ends right there on the 110 freeway. That's not an airport. That's right there between the 110 and the 105. Now, this is not the first time this aircraft has made an emergency landing. I want to show you some video from July. This is actually from Pan Pacific Park. If we have that video, that is actually when this same aircraft landed, made a precautionary landing in the park. The pilot put the aircraft down there. We covered it right there. You can see it's got the same tail number. No injuries in this incident either. The FAA said they were investigating this. It looked like the pilot made an orbit around Pan Pacific Park during that time and then landed. We called this a precautionary landing at the time. No injuries in this one as well. FAA investigating why that plane lost power in last night's incident. That is the very latest here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
Now you can get your Kcal News, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.